came put as My Hero Academia Vigilantes episode 10 event announcement started in a way where I just was mind blown. Knuckle Duster visiting his comatose wife in the hospital. We see in a flashback that some time ago, he came face to face with Queen Bee, and her bees infecting his wife could have led to her being in this state that we see her right now. Seeing the scene actually shocked me. I did not think we'd be jumping into episode 10 like that. I'm really wondering why Knuckle Duster didn't punish Queen Bee with some punches to her face. Why did he let her go? Did she just escape? Was he in complete shock and he couldn't do anything? But now things come full circle and we see why he's been so obsessed with tracking down those who use Trigger and how it's being distributed. This episode heats up fast, literally. We have Soga looking for Queen Bee and he ends up getting lured into an alleyway by a girl who we think is one of her friends. We saw her in the past episode. She hangs around her, but I don't even know what she is, man. I couldn't even tell you because she lifts up her skirt and then bees start flying out. Is she created by Queen Bee? What even was that? Soga has some bee killer on deck. He pops that real quick. He goes like, you know, he has the Wolverine claws. Opens the bee killer, but the bees, there are so many. Luckily, his boy Hothead, I don't know his real name, but he sent some fire towards his direction and they were able to escape out that situation. Soga meets up with Knuckle Duster. How they're working together and when did this occur is a mystery. But in this first half of the episode, we are introduced to a lot of mystery surrounding Knuckle Duster, whose name isn't even Koraiwa. What? That really blew my mind because it was such a wholesome moment last episode when Knuckle Duster introduced himself by his real name. Come to find out that ain't even his real name. And also he might be putting up a front. He's using Koichi and Pop as bait to lure out Queen Bee. Or so he says to Soga. But earlier in the episode when he was talking to his wife, he did mention how he made friends. So there's confliction there in what Knuckle Duster is saying, and it really makes me think, like, what is going on with this guy right now? What does he think of Koichi and Pop? Are they truly his friends, or are they a means to an end in terms of finding Queen Bee? Also, I just want to say that Knuckle Duster's wife, she's not actually comatose. She's more like a zombie because she could talk, and she mentioned someone named Tamao, kind of just staring blankly in front of her saying, yo, you should come home before it's too late. Your father's getting worried. Who could that be? Knuckle Duster has a child out in the world and it's making me think, is his child Queen Bee? And she just entered her rebellious stage? I don't see the resemblance at all. Knuckle Duster has black hair, his wife has black hair, but Queen Bee could have went through a rebellious phase where she turned her hair red and decided to make her mom a zombie. It's possible. So many questions from the first half of this episode. What do you guys think about these situations, about this episode? Hit that like if you're here, hit that sub if you're new. Don't think we're done though. We gotta talk about the second half, in which Pop Step gets invited to perform at this concert, street performance that's being put together. And the rest of the episode is dedicated to the setup of that. We got Makoto doing her Makoto thing, using her strings as a member of the CC agency to really set some stuff up. Koichi in this episode, he's kind of playing more of a comedic relief role. He not doing too much. This episode's mainly focused on Knuckle Duster, and we got some Pop in there too. You know, we're seeing, although she is a street idol, she's really self-conscious. Even when it comes to Makoto bringing up an opportunity where she can get more exposure by being part of this group little song, she's even overthinking that. But I think we're committed to seeing this through, and this is probably where things are going to get really real. We cut to Queen Bee, and she sees this is about to go down. The street parade, the concert, whatever we want to call it, the event. And you know Queen Bee, she likes to have fun. She likes to have her version of fun. She's looking at her phone, and that's exactly what she wants to do. The other girl that she would hang out with that we saw in the previous episode, she meets up with her, asking about the other girl. There's no name. She's just like, oh, have you seen her? Where is she? And Queen Bee is just like, I have no idea. Which is like, what? Can she control people with her bees? Like, we see a scene where Queen Bee is being really creepy and weird. She is in someone's house, a man and a woman, and they're just drained out looking like zombies, bees flying around. And she's like, yo, I think it's time for me to move out here. Let me find a new home. We get a nice moment of Knuckle Duster training. We get to see his training regimen and his real resolve to find Queen Bee. He has a picture of her. He's trying to find her. He even gave it to Soga earlier in the episode, going back to that. And that's how he was asking around, like, yo, do you know this girl? Do you know this girl? And that's how he even ended up in the alley. Side note, we did get a funny little scene out of our boy Chris, Captain Celebrity. Every time he's on the screen, some nut shit is happening. But as Queen Bee is looking at her phone, coming up with whatever in her head she's coming up with that's definitely evil, above her, we see Knuckle Duster, who's found his target. Where is this going to go next? Will he confront her at the beginning of the next episode? I think Knuckle Duster is a smart type of dude. He might analyze her, get her movements down. I don't think he's gonna rush right into it because he knows she has a powerful quirk, and I'm so hyped to see what happens next. Plugging this episode into the Max Payne tier list, I'm gonna put it in B tier. It was a good episode. We got some good lore. I did not think we were going there. The thing about this show is that it's consistently keeping me interested in the direction that it's moving. It's moving forward, but it's not as linear as a lot of shows are. It can show off its personality and subtly push the narrative forward, and that's what I'm loving so far. Pain Putters, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Hit that like if you're here, hit that sub if you're new. See you next episode.